Are we recording? Regular Joe here. I want to talk to you about this guy named Lawrence Lessig. He's someone I really admire. He's a lawyer, in fact, and a law professor at Stanford, and a writer, which is how I first found out about him. I read one of his books called Remix, which came out in 2008, and it's about how our intellectual property laws, copyright and things like that, aren't really set up for the good of everybody's creativity, but are rather set up for big media companies to make money. And I found it so inspiring. He spoke so smartly about how everybody's natural tendency is to want to collaborate, to remix each other. And this had a lot to do with how I eventually set up my production company, Hit Record. But recently, Mr. Lessig has been turning his attention in a different direction. And it's because, as he puts it, in trying to change that system, change our intellectual property laws, and change our culture of creativity, he kept running up against the same problem. And that is that our lawmakers don't really care about everybody's creativity. The way our system works, our lawmakers, if they want to keep their jobs, they have to only care about big money donations. And he's started this thing called root strikers, because he says at the root of any cause, whatever your cause is, whether it's a cause you consider liberal or a cause you consider conservative, if it's the environment or intellectual property laws, anything. At the root of this problem, if you want to actually get anything done, our democracy has to work better than it does. And this is sort of obvious. If our congressmen, our senators, etc. are spending all their time, or a good majority of their time, chasing around big money donations, they're not going to be looking out for the best interest of everybody in general. So Mr. Lessig has started this thing right now called the MAYDAY PAC. If you don't know what a PAC is, it stands for Political Action Committee. And this is sort of the way that these days big money donators get around the campaign finance reform rules and are able to donate these huge amounts of money to politicians, basically through these things called political action committees, or super PACs. And so he started this thing called the MAYDAY PAC, and it's supposed to be the super PAC to end all super PACs. And I'll tell you this, I am personally going to donate some money to it. Now, if you follow the videos and stuff that I make on the internet, you know I never, in fact I don't think I've ever asked all of you guys to donate money to something. I'm going to do it here for two reasons. One, because I think it's right. I think that makes perfect sense, that if our democracy is broken and our lawmakers are always chasing around these donations, nothing is ever going to get better in any area. The second reason is because I believe in this guy. I think that of all the people who talk about campaign finance reform or whatever, this is somebody who I trust to think through the problem and understand how we can fix it. Because I've read what he has to say about things that I do know a lot about, and I think he's a really smart legal thinker. So I'm going to donate a little bit of money to his organization, the MAYDAY PAC, and I hope you do too. He obviously can't do it without our help. And that's it. So thanks for listening, and let's get that money. Thanks again.